Should I stay or should I go? It is time to stop the endless back and forth questioning once and for all. Today, I'm sharing with you my top tips on how to really know if a relationship is worth saving after a breakup or if it's time to finally let it go. Hey lovely, welcome to my channel. I'm Tatiana Simone, the Heartbreak Doula. I support women who are navigating heartbreak. I help you to heal your heart, reclaim your power, and transform from wounded to wise. When a breakup is fresh, more often than not, we find ourselves asking over and over again, did we make a mistake? Am I giving up too soon? Can we make this work? All of these questions are valid. And I'll also bet you that the relationship did in fact end for a reason. And trust me, I learned this the very hard and painful way. So today I'm sharing this wisdom with you so that you don't have to. You'll be able to cut through the noise and know exactly what to look out for to know whether or not you should give your relationship another go or if it's time to finally let it go. When choosing to get back together and rebuild the relationship, there has to be a willingness from both people involved to accept responsibility and accountability. The relationship as you knew it did not end miraculously out of nowhere. There were things that contributed to that relationship coming to an end. And whatever that is, each person has to be willing to own up to their contribution of it, to really look at how they showed up in that relationship and to take ownership of that, and to be willing to take responsibility of how that impacted the other. When you can do that, you create the space to repair and reconnect, which is also necessary in order to rebuild the relationship. So that connection, that love, that intimacy, we have to be able to get back to that place. Otherwise, we'll come back together after the breakup and we'll just stay in that same stagnant energy of you did this, you did that, you hurt me, I hurt you. And that is not a relationship worth being in, is it really? So in order to come back to the place of love, come back to the place of connection, come back to the place of intimacy, we have to rebuild a sense of closeness, safety, and trust. So doing the things that will allow us to get back to those places is going to be necessary. And again, both people have to be willing to contribute to this. The next thing is a willingness to work individually as well as together. So as we all know the saying, you got to do the work. Is that person doing the work? I'm doing my work. Well, the work is actually important. It's gonna be what helps you to evolve into a new iteration of your relationship. So if you're doing the work individually and the person that you're considering to rebuild the relationship isn't interested in learning about their patterns and their habits and the way that they show up in relationship and how they can evolve beyond those patterns and the habits, it may not be the most aligned path for us to rebuild a relationship with that person. This is not to go around placing judgment on where people are in their journey, but it is to say that in considering to get back together after a breakup, there has to be a willingness to grow and a willingness to evolve and to bring that growth, to bring that evolution into the relationship so that it can not only survive the breakup, but actually thrive beyond the breakup. Some indicators that it may be time to let the relationship lay to rest is if there is denial, deflecting, disharmony, and disrespect involved, okay? So these things can look like if there is a denial of the truth of what either person is experienced or has experienced in the relationship, if there is a denial of the truth of the status of the relationship or where the relationship currently is in this moment, it's going to be pretty difficult to move forward. Both people have to be on the same page. And if there is an ounce of denying where that page lies, moving forward may not be something that's possible. Also, if there's deflecting goes back to what I mentioned previously of just kind of not wanting to take responsibility, not wanting to see the whole picture, not wanting to take accountability to support the relationship and moving forward. If that is present and there is no way to move beyond that for either people, then it's a pretty good indication that that relationship may have run its course. And also disharmony. So the disharmony is the constant arguing, the constant bickering. Now, these moments in relationships are totally normal, but the thing is, if you're finding yourselves here more often than not and feeling as though you two can't move forward beyond those moments, then it may be time to let the relationship go. Our ability to have healthy disagreements with our partner, to communicate our truth and communicate our hearts with love is so important. And if we find that there is disrespect in that communication, if there is a lack of willingness to listen, to be heard in that experience, then it may not be the best for us to continue to allow our hearts to be present in that relationship. Another indicator that it could be time to let it go is if you look back on that relationship and notice that you didn't quite show up as your truest self. You might have noticed yourself dimming your light, becoming small, not speaking up fully, not really honoring yourself. These type of things are an indicator that it may be best to just let that relationship go, so that you can then have the time and the space to pour into you, so that you can connect to a love and a relationship that will allow you to be your brightest self, that will allow you to be your truest nature. Something else to consider: unaligned values and goals. So if you're in a relationship and it comes to an end and you're considering getting back together, it's going to be very helpful for you to actually assess what you want in life. Maybe the things that you thought were important are no longer important, and vice versa. Maybe the things that were no longer a priority are actually a very high priority right now. So being able to analyze the relationship and look at what you actually want in life, look at your goals, look at your relationship values, what's important to you, and what do you want your life to look like, that's going to be very helpful for you in determining whether or not it's time to let it go or it's worth giving it another go. Another key piece in determining which direction would be most supportive for you to move in is to actually look at what you want. Now, this kind of speaks to the values that I mentioned previously, but going a little bit further, when it comes to relationships, we can be tempted to make decisions about our relationships based on so many things. But one of the most important things is to get very clear and specific on what you want. Give yourself time and space to really uncover what it is that you want out of a relationship, what it is that you want to contribute to a relationship, and what it is you want your life to look and feel like within this relationship. Now, when a breakup is new, we can be inclined to make immediate snap decisions. It can be very supportive for you to take space and make these decisions from a place of centeredness, so that you know that you're making decisions that align with your heart. The next piece is being willing to choose a partner who has aligned desires and aligned values, and who's willing to meet you in that, and who's willing to contribute to that with you, so that you are never, ever settling for love. The next piece is being okay with the outcome. When we make huge life decisions, we can often second guess ourselves. But by allowing yourself to do the things that I've mentioned and connect to your heart, you set yourself up to fully trust yourself and your decisions, so that no matter what the outcome is, you know that you made that decision from a place that was fully aligned with your heart and fully aligned with your truth. There are times when after a breakup, giving the relationship another try is the most aligned choice. And there are times when it's best to just let it burn. Knowing what to look for and what questions to ask yourself is key. Once you uncover the truth of your relationship desires, you're able to trust yourself to make the best choice for you. If you're experiencing difficulty in trusting yourself and your intuition, hop over to the description box below and grab my free relationship exploration journal. It's filled with powerful questions to help you move beyond the mind chatter and uncover your truest relationship desires, so that you can begin cultivating and calling in love that you desire and deserve. Also, be sure to watch this video where I show you step by step how to rebuild your sense of self-trust after a breakup.